Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to be showing you how to create this very cool toned glam fall inspired look. I will be doing a full face tutorial step by step showing you exactly how I created this look. I do also have a warm toned fall tutorial already posted along with a very simple, very quick, neutral, natural, everyday fall tutorial. So if you're interested in either of those, they will be linked down in the description below. But if you're interested in this cool toned fall look, then keep on watching. So today we're going to start with our eyes, and I am going to go in with my MAC paint pot first. So because this is a cool toned look, I am going to go in with a cool toned palette. I actually have two recommendations here today. These are my two favorite cool toned eyeshadow palettes. When I think of a cool toned fall look, I do automatically think of like a deep plum purple, like kind of vampy look. But I thought, you know, not everybody likes purple, so let's go with a cool toned that kind of hopefully everybody can see themselves wearing. And so I'm going to stick with the more cool toned browns. So I am going to go in with my ColourPop Stone Cold Fox. This is a reasonably priced, quite large palette. It gives lots of variety. You can do a whole ton with this palette. I definitely recommend it. Another one, a little more high-end, is the Natasha Denona Glam palette. But because this one's more affordable, I am going to go with that one today so that hopefully everybody, you know, if you don't already have a cool toned palette, you could go ahead and purchase this and it not break the bank as much. So first we're going to go in, set down this eyeshadow primer a little bit better and like give it a better base with the shade Luxe. This is like a nice cream shade. Using a large fluffy brush, this is a Morphe E27. As you can see, this is not only going to set down a base and further, you know, cancel out any redness, any veins, discoloration, but it's also going to brighten the eyelid. If you do hear some base go in, it is not me, it is my neighbors, so I do apologize. And remember, I am, you know, being a little bit messier than I normally would, but only because I did my eyes first, so I can clean it up afterwards. I'm now gonna go in with the shade Stranger, this nice cool toned soft brown, to start carving out the crease. I'm using a Morphe brush. It is part of a set. I will link the set if it's still available. Just start to carve out this crease, going back and forth, windshield wiper motions to spread it, and then circular motions to kind of blend it in and get an even application. I'm going to bring it down to the lower lid as well, just to ensure everything is blended. So now that I have it applied evenly, I am going to take the same brush, no additional product. It'll have a little bit of excess, and I'm going to use that and do circular motions with a very light hand. So that means you don't want to put a lot of pressure, press hard. You want to be very light-handed, and just circular motions, like almost barely touching, just letting the bristles very lightly work those edges, soften and diffuse. So now we're going to darken up the crease a little bit more, and I'm going to go in with a little bit more of a precise brush. It's a little bit flatter, so it fits in the crease a little bit more precise. And I do need to clean it here, sorry guys. I'm really bad for not cleaning my brushes until I absolutely need to, and so then I end up having to like clean a bunch when I come down to record. It's super great. I love this whole like system I have going on. Hopefully you guys can sense the sarcasm. So this is a Morphe R39, and I'm gonna go in with Hoary Days, which is this nice cool toned, a bit darker brown. Doing basically the same thing, but just in a more precise manner, like back and forth. And a tip that I do recommend is take the brush and point it downwards while you're applying, because it will actually apply it downwards instead of going like this, and it's going to apply the majority of the product up here. Whereas when you go down here, the majority of the product is going to be right in the crease. Applying some of that also to the outer lid, just connecting it to the crease. So now I'm going to go back to the last brush that I was using and back into the last shade, which was Stranger, the lighter brown, and just get a little bit of that on the brush and use that lightly. Again, super, super small circular motions. I'm using that to lightly diffuse those edges and transition it out. See how it goes from that to that. Okay, so now we're going to deepen things up a little bit. I'm going to take Cult Classic, which is a very, very dark, like stone grayish brown. And I am going to take like a more densely packed flat brush kind of to press, one you would pick to like press things on. I'm going to take that and press it on the outer lid, connecting it up to the crease. I'm going to go to about almost halfway. And now taking the Morphe R39, I'm going to kind of do the same thing I did. This is a technique I really like to do. You know, you apply and blend out, and then you apply a darker shade, and then you use the lighter shade to transition, and then you apply an even darker shade, and then do you see what I mean? So then you're transitioning that shade into this shade, into this shade. So I'm not going to add any additional product because I don't want to darken it up any more than it already is, but just using the brush to blend that out. You can kind of do a fluffier brush to ensure everything is softened as well. Now that we have that, we're going to get into a little bit more fun, and that is some metallic. So you could go with like a silver, you could go with a champagne. It's totally what you want, but to keep it super cool toned, I'm actually going to go with silver. So a really, really beautiful silver shade is this shade Magnetic Moon. It is super bright and shiny and very cool toned. I'm going to just use my finger and press it onto the entire inner half of the lid, overlapping the brown just a little bit. And again, don't worry about making a mess, because if you do your eyes first, you can obviously clean all that up. Now that I have it applied, I am going to take the excess on my finger and just lightly pat those edges so that there is no like harsh line in between the brown and the silver. I kind of want to deepen this up just a little bit more. I'm going to take on a pencil brush here, the shade Cult Classic. That was the darkest brown. Apply that really precisely. Bring it in the crease a little bit more so that we have some more shape. And just blend that all out. I'm now going to take my Revlon Color Stay eyeliner. This is their improved formula in the shade Black Brown. And I'm going to do a bit of a liner along and then blend it into the eyeshadow. And to assist blending the eyeshadow in, I'm going to take a little bit of this black and kind of smudge it along the edge here of the liner. I love this look where you kind of like don't know where the liner stops and the eyeshadow begins. As you can see, the liner and just the black blended into the eyeshadow adds so much more depth and definition. So first, we're gonna go in with some of the Becca First Light Priming Filter. I'm now going to go in with the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer, just a little bit in the areas where my pores are more enlarged, like my nose, beside my nose, my chin, and like kind of my T-zone. The area I find needs to be smoothed out a little bit. Okay, so now that I'm a little bit smoother, I am gonna go in with the Maybelline Superstay Activewear Foundation. I am actually mixing some of the Becca Prime Light as well. My skin's just feeling a little bit dry today for some reason. I'm oily skin, but you know, I'm a little dehydrated, I think. So I just needed a little extra zhuzh. I'm now going to go in with the Pat McGrath Sublime Perfection Concealer. I have this in the shade L2. I'm now going to go in with the Patrick Ta Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo in She's Statuesque and bring some color to this pale face. So I'm now going to go in with a new product of mine from Merit. I encourage you guys to go check out my video where I reviewed the whole entire line and gave my complete in-depth honest review, wear test, the whole shebang. This is one of my favorite products that I tested, and it's the Cheek Color, the cream blush, and it is in the shade Cheeky. So I'm going to go ahead and use my beauty blender. It is like a cool toned pink, so it's going to be perfect for today's look. We're going a little heavy though, so let's kind of distribute this a little bit more so we're not too cheeky. Really beautiful blush though. So now I'm going to go ahead and set my face with my Maybelline Fit Me, my absolute favorite baking powder. First, let's make sure there's no creases in the concealer. And this stuff is magic. I'm going to take the powder bronzer from this, apply a little bit of that to the cheeks as well. Okay, I'm now going to go in with some highlight, and I'm going to be using my Gerard Cosmetics Star Powder in the shade Grace. This is one of my hands down favorite highlighters. It is broken though, so let's have a moment of silence. Like, look at that. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish up the eyes and take my pencil brush with this dark brown, smudge that along the outer half. I'm gonna take the shade Stranger and soften that, diffuse it, blend it out. Make sure everything connects nicely. Take the shade Magnetic Moon, apply to the lower lash line as well. So now we're just going to highlight the inner corner and the brow bone. I'm actually going to use my highlight and I'm going to wet it. So let's go in with some mascara. I'm going to go in with my Lily Lashes Triple X mascara, and then I'm going to pop on some falsies. These are from Pro Beauty Essentials. I found them at Marshall's and they're $20 for 10 pairs of lashes. They're not like the most incredible quality. They are actually quite good. Like I've even reused some of them, but I would just say that my biggest issue has been getting them off of the thing. As you can see, I have ruined a few pairs in my time here. So if you do decide to get these, just beware and be careful. But I kind of figured it out. You have to be very slow and very gentle. And if you do get this, the glue is not that great. It doesn't stick very well. So I'm going in with my Ardell glue. Okay, so I grabbed the wrong one because this is not the first pack that I have bought from Marshall's, because I also use them for weddings and stuff. And I grabbed the crappy glue, so hopefully these will stick. Yay. I really don't want to go upstairs to go get the other ones. Okay, so the eyes are done and all we have left is lips. I'm gonna go in with my Huda Beauty Liquid Matte in the shade Muse. So this is a nice cool toned, but not too dark and vampy. Like it's kind of on the verge of being vampy because it has that purple undertone, but it's not too vampy, you know? And I am going to apply a little bit of a darker liner so we have a bit of like a blended moment, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna go in with the NYX retractable lip liner in the shade Plum. And then go in with the liquid lip. I'm just gonna highlight with my face highlight, the Cupid's bow, a little bit more. And no, my lip liner is not all messed up. I just have a pimple there. I'm gonna finish up with some setting spray. This is the Maven Beauty Rose Water Setting Spray. I actually really like this one. So this is my fall cool toned full face tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this look and this step-by-step tutorial. Stay tuned. I do have some Halloween tutorials coming up. I'm super excited for those. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will link all the products I use down below. I will see you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye.